Hi, I'm Ed. This is my light show, and traditionally I've done some sort of a behind-the-scenes tour to give everybody an idea what goes into putting this show together, what makes it all tick, and also help out those other light show enthusiasts to get an idea of what it takes to actually run a show like this. So I'll go ahead and show you around. Just starting off with a quick overview right here. This is my drummer here. Here's my guitarist. Here is my giant pumpkin, and then I have my P10 matrix display here. Then I have a monster quartet over here. All of the Coro-based components here. This is all Holiday Coro boards. This is actually a standard pumpkin size, but I've actually pushed RGB nodes into them, just the standard dumb ones. And then I have a 27 channel DMX controller sitting on the back side to control it all. Because of that, I can do technically 9 different strands, so I decided to go ahead and do the top stem as a different channel altogether, so I can change the color of that and turn on and off and whatnot. These are Boiscos. These are Creepy Eyes. So these are a standard pixel basically on here. So there's the see the pixel module right there, and then they have was it 3 or 4 feet of cable between them. So you can spread these out, and make them look really, really creepy. So the Guitarist, the way this is set up is I decided not to do the mouth movements for this, but I wanted to try make everything else accurate. So I used two-tone coloring, so that way you can actually see the difference between the guitar and the actual skeleton on this. And then he's currently in the hand down position for the strum down, strum up. And then I have 2 different colors for the strands. I can turn them on and off independently, so I can make it actually. What I do is I fade out this down to like each one to like 30%, and then when I decide to do, he actually strums it, then I actually go up full brightness and then fade it back down to the 30%. So that way I can actually make that work. And then I have hand down and then hand up. So with that I can do down, up, plus the strum down, strum up, so I can make it seem like there's distinctively like 4 or 5 different actual notes he's actually hitting, just from a visual reference point. The drummer here, again, decided not to use the mouth movements, and so that's just a simple left hand up, left hand down, right hand up, right hand down, and then again two-tone for the difference between the skeleton and the actual drum set itself, and then the red skull. The P10 screen, this is a 6 foot by 3 foot P10 display. This particular character that's on the screen right now, this is a character that actually a friend of mine drew for me, and she also did the different Phenom mouth movements that I managed to combine and clean up and make it into a usable character, and used it specifically for Thriller. And then the Monster Quartet, obviously, is your standard Holiday Coro Monster Quartet here, and so I have 2 LOR controllers on the backside controlling these. And then I have everything running from light show box right here. This is I had a post on this one explaining exactly what's in this box, but this is a Ethernet switch with a Raspberry Pi. And then I also have a FM transmitter with an antenna, which I am not using for this show. I take the audio output from here, just run it into a standard amplifier, which goes into speakers that I'm borrowing for this particular show. Outputs on Ethernet, comes down into this one down here. This is an Alpha Pix 4. You can see it's actively working right now. So this is what I output my DMX signals with, and I have all of my LOR controllers running on DMX mode. I'm not using an actual LOR dongle. All of it's in DMX, which is really easy. So I can just daisy chain everything together. And then I have another few controllers floating around here. So for up here, I have a phone line which runs from my Alpha Pix controller down there. It runs up, and it basically goes to these LED mover lights. So you can kind of see these. There's one actually hitting the camera right there. Okay. So I can move them around, turn them on and off, and do all kinds of cool, neat little effects to create a lot of different type of motion effects here. And I have this little spider web up here. This is actually 16 strands of 48 pixels, all going into there's a controller is sitting up there. It's actually it's SAN devices. Was this? I forget what the actual number is on that. I'm sorry about that. I forgot what the actual number is on that, but it's a SAN Devices pixel controller sitting up there. Comes off Ethernet off the main system. DMX comes in here, and then from there also daisy chains comes off, goes into this dome light. This dome light was did a little bit of research and found out there are some cheap ones. There also are some better ones. This is one of the better ones. I think it cost me $40 off of Amazon, and I was able to use these no problem. The LED movers cost me about $100 per. And in order to get the show right, what I actually did was I built an A-frame. I took one of those wood sawhorses, built an A on the top of it, and basically hung these upside down and had them sitting in my living room for the longest time, so I can get the feel of how to control them and sequence them while they're in an upside down format, so that way I can get the idea of how to make them look correct, and that way I wouldn't be sequencing everything while here and have everything set up. I can actually sequence things ahead of time. And then for my auxiliary effects, I have a Light-O-Rama controller actually hidden up here in the ceiling as well, and it just drives this string of black lights that it runs for right above the audience, as well as a spotlight and the projector light. Projector light is a little difficult to see with everything else going on, but the projector light, when everything else is off, you can see the Happy Halloween image on the wall over here. And that's basically it. Everything is ran off of the Raspberry Pi as the main controller, and then I have two other ones. So the P10 Screen actually has a Raspberry Pi on the back side that is actually outputting directly to the P10 panels. I'm not using the BeagleBone Black. I'm actually using a Raspberry Pi 3 on the back side with it's a Pi Hat, I believe it's what it's called. It's not an octo-scroller, but it's something equivalent to it. And then, again, has the other controllers all set up over here. And just to give you an idea of what the Raspberry Pis are doing, I have the main master one set up. This is an auxiliary one that I have. There's just a Holiday Coro power pack right here. Goes into this. This has a 3D printed case, and then I have a particular prop plugged into this, and I can control. It's a Raspberry Pi 2, which is why there's a Wi-Fi dongle in there as well. But again, this is just set up in a remote mode. So the main one has the primary sequences that drives all the DMX channels and everything. The one for the P10 screen has everything, all the sequences for that. So, and it runs in a remote mode. So does this one. So when I run a remote mode, I can drive this, for example, and it can be in a completely different area, not actually directly connected, and everything runs all together. So I have one master and then two remotes, and everything seems to work out pretty well. And that's the gist of the actual show. In order to get some of the other effects that I was using, I was something new that I've was playing around with this year, is this guy. This is a haze machine, and so in order to be able to get the light to reflect off of something to be able to actually see where the beams are in the air, you need to be able to put some sort of fog in the air. Fog will not work because fog will dissipate more quickly. This is a haze machine. This is what they actually use in concerts, like the Blue Man Group, for example, so you can actually see the light effects without making it hard to breathe and without it dissipating quickly. And that's about it. Last thing I didn't mention was I also have a Wi-Fi access point set up, so that way I can go ahead and build the sequences on my laptop and then just beam upload the sequences directly to the Raspberry Pis for the controls. You do have separate sequences for the P10 screen as well as the actual main controller for the show, and they all synchronize off of the file name of the actual sequences. So as long as when the master starts playing a particular sequence, as long as that same sequence name exists on a different remote Raspberry Pi, it will play it even if the data is different, which is really, really cool because that means I can isolate all of my P10 instructions and have it all sitting isolated on that particular Raspberry Pi. It doesn't bog down the Wi-Fi or the actual Ethernet switch. So everything works out pretty well. The file transfers are a little slow over the Wi-Fi, so if you guys go ahead and try to implement that on your own, do highly recommend doing either a dual band and try to use the 5 gigahertz spectrum side for faster transfer speeds, or use a 802.11 AC type of wireless setup, so that way you can transfer everything quickly if you're going to be doing the similar setup as I did. like I said, I just had a laptop set up so I can go ahead and do my modifications and whatnot, and then I upload the sequences directly, and then that's basically all there is to it. So that's the show. If you have any questions or comments, go ahead and comment below, and I'll try to get to the answer the questions as best I can. In the meantime, enjoy the show, and thanks for watching.